Here's a good possession to kind of show how tiny details, like just where on the court a player is, can affect the way possession unfolds. You get a play here, basic pick and roll with Paul Millsap here up at the top of the key, and he catches the ball. First of all, his reads here are pretty simple. If he's open, he can look to shoot it. If not, he can look to swing it, and if that doesn't work, he can look to attack one-on-one. Tyreke Evans does a good job of jumping the passing lane, taking away that swing pass, and Paul Millsap gets a little bit out of control here. He uses his dribble, he lets the ball hit the ground. So now you're talking about an uncomfortable shot if he has one. He turns and looks to attack and decides against it, which I think is wise here. But this is where I think a little bit more familiarity with Denver's system, this read becomes quicker because, as you see, Thad Young is not respecting him. I talked about this on Locked On Nuggets. Teams are going to sag off him quite a bit and live with him shooting a lot of three-pointers. He's wise to pass this up, but the read here, Thad Young is out of position to defend a dribble handoff. So I think one of the things he'll get quicker at is recognizing right here to go right into this action with Jamal Murray where he's going for the handoff. The problem is, by the time he reads it, the spacing of this is about 4 or 5 feet too far towards the center of the court. If this handoff was taking place right above the painted line there on the right side of the court, I think you have more space. Instead, if Jamal Murray receives this handoff, he's going into a section of the floor that has 3 defenders. There's really nowhere for him to go to get a good look and nowhere for the offense to maintain continuity from there. So he does the wise thing and pulls the ball in, but he doesn't make up for it here by getting far enough over to set a screen on the wing. This screen with Monta Morris should take place a little bit further. And again, these are just reads where he's a half second late and the window of opportunity for them to create an advantage closes. Also here, Monta Morris decides to use up the side of the court that has the most space to operate, which is a natural sort of instinct to have here. But he too runs into Jamal Murray's man here. A hesitation dribble maybe would have freezed Corey Joseph enough to have to recover to Jamal Murray. But more importantly, I think back to this handoff, with where the court and the floor balance was, coming off of this screen with Paul Millsap would have gotten Paul Millsap isolated on this side of the court where Monta Morris is, which I think would have been the better outcome. So again, tiny details, not big ones, but you can see how just a little bit of being in the wrong spot or 4 or 5 feet out of position really changes an opportunity for a possession.